what's going on Twitter, and all those other good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of all this nonsense, and I'm going to do just that tonight. I hope you're doing well. Hit that like button, share my videos, but first, make sure you can hear me. You know, it's all worthless if you can't hear me, if I'm up here just wasting my lungs. So if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, let me know so we can get busy. Yo, all right. Now, tonight is Friday. I hope you got paid. Friday night. Kevin's jumping. Mood is right. That's what I hope. And if you didn't get paid, hey, it is what it is. Still have a good time. If this is your first time to the show, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're still subscribed and all those good things, because YouTube is playing farts and giggles with me. That's what they're doing. Some people last night sent me a message saying that they're still being unsubscribed. You guys have been doing excellent, keeping up on what's going on with my page. That shows that you guys are invested and actually support what's going on with me, and I appreciate that. When you actually take account of my numbers never growing, my video views being really low, none notifications going out, all kind of weird anomalies happening. And the way we keep them on their heels is by you guys producing all the evidence and letting me know this. And then I take it right back to them and say, what's up with this? That? Oh, okay. All right, hold on. Okay, what had happened was, that's all I hear from them. I hear a whole bunch of what had happened was, and you know what? And a whole bunch of that. And I'm going to keep them doing that, because who knows, maybe one day we might get some justice and I'll have all my evidence. Okay, I have all my evidence. So if anything is going on with you and your channel in regards to my channel, let me know. Type it in the messages and so on and so forth. If you've been unsubscribed, if your like button ain't working, if you never get notifications, anything that's strange that YouTube claims is working fine, please let me know. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get busy. It's Friday. We might as well have some fun. Ah, yeah. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So, guys, before we get started, make sure you check out Kevin's Corner Store, y'all. We sell everything you can buy except for like drugs and alcohol and weed. Don't be up in there asking for a 40 ounce or, you know, a little Mickey. Let me get a Mickey, you know what, a nickel bag, a dime bag. We don't sell that mess. Yeah, we're upstanding family business here at Kevin's Corner. All right, you go in there and you get you some nice shirts, some watches, some clothes, some items with Gizmo on it, and myself, and you know, just participate. It's nice fun, you know. And people, when they see you walking around, they say, "Well, what's that? What does that mean?" The gorilla kind. Oh, this is this guy on YouTube. Then you can send them right to my channel. So you can check out the merch store, and also this number right here, 330-974-4607. If you text MAGA to that number, just in case the crap goes down with YouTube, you'll still have some way of at least figuring out where I'm at and what's going on with me. Now, before we get into how the Democrats are defending our democracy, y'all, they own it, man. They looking out for us, man, trying to keep our union together. That's what they're doing. Before we get into that, let's go over how they're destroying our union at the southern border, because it's now become a problem for Joe Biden, especially when fake news CNN starts bringing it up. Now, you know, guys, this is one of these issues to get all up under my skin. Yeah, somebody said, is Gizmo here? He's here somewhere around here, running around in some mischief. Don't tell him, but that's kind of, you know, that kind of make me proud. When he gets in a little mischief, I'll be like, that's my boy. Hey, don't do that again. Good job. There you go. All right, because I mean, hey, I got into a little mischief myself when I was younger. Now, with that being said, though, we've been hearing a lot about the border. And of course, when Biden first was installed, everything was good. That's what, according to them. And now we're going to reverse all of Donald Trump's white nationalist policies, and we're going to make sure we treat these people humane. And a whole bunch of liberal city mayors got on board with we're a sanctuary city, because it was all fun and games then. It was fun and games because nobody was coming to their crib. Nobody was shuffling up into their cities. So they were sitting up there taking pot shots down there at that southern border. They up there going, look at this. Look at Abbott. Look at all of these mayors and governors down there whining. They're whining because they want to be white. They're white miners. That's what they are. Look at all those white miners. And yet, all of a sudden, somebody, Governor Abbott, decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do, since they've been running around whining about we're a sanctuary city and this and that, let's go ahead and put their money where their mouth is. Okay. Send a whole bunch of folks to them. Because we ain't no sanctuary city, so why should we bear this? Yeah. Hey, guys, since you're here now, do you want to go to a sanctuary city? Because according to their laws, they have to make sure they feed you and clothe you and take care of you. That's the law there. It's not here. Not here. You probably have a tough time living here in Texas or somewhere like that. So you'll be better off going to some place where you're so welcome and they got abundance of resources for you. Okay, sounds good. Send me to New York. Maybe send me to Chicago. Sure. Put them on BJ in the bus and ship them right on up there. And now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. And let's see how big of a problem it is, ladies and gents. How it started. Here's two of the dumbest mayors. Okay, so let me say, we should protect our immigrants, period. Now, when you put the period on it, that means ain't nothing else coming behind it. Dang on it, you heard me. Look, you ain't going nowhere out this house, period. Don't ask again. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, you know what? I'm sick of this mess, period. Uh-oh, Dad's all the way fed up. Don't go beyond the period. The period stops right there. So now here he is, period. Yes, New York City will remain a sanctuary city under an Adams administration. Woo, y'all hear Peanut back in the day? Peanut Head was talking reckless. Yes, I want to let everybody know that up here in New York, we have a brand, and we're not going to be like those white nationalists down there on the border states. We're going to welcome these people because there's no such thing as an illegal person and all of that. It sounded groovy, man. Sounded real groovy. And somebody else was involved in this too. Mayor Conehead. Sanctuary.
That's what our responsibility as a city. I'm proud that this is a right to shelter state.
Right to shelter
and we're going to
state.
continue to do that.
Y'all hear that? It's a right to shelter state, and we're going to do that. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. And then you got Mayor Conehead, softcore dude up there in Chicago. Let's see what he had to say back in the day. This demonstrates how national, state, and local intergovernmental coordination continues to make our city a sanctuary for all who wish to come. Come on, come on. Oh, yeah, Mayor Conehead. There's room in Chi-Town, room in Chi-Town. Will you come? Is there one? They made an altar call. That's right, y'all. Oh, man, sanctuary city. Sounds almost like a church. Almost like a church. Let's see how the church is doing now. Yeah. Oh, sanctuary.
Will Chicago continue to be a welcoming sanctuary city?
Yes.
Oh. Hey, he took the breath. Yes. He didn't sound too confident. I mean, see, you would only ask, will it continue to be a sanctuary city because they didn't come under some pressure? Why would you ask that? I mean, this should be automatic. That means they done suffered some trauma. That's like me playing in the NFL and I break my leg. Are you going to continue to play football? Yes. I'm a little unsure, though. I'm not that confident because I had an injury. See, and they wouldn't be asking me about, am I going to continue to play if I never had the injury? So now they done suffered an injury up there in Chi-Town with this sanctuary city mess, and somebody want to check back with him to make sure. Are you still standing by this? After all of the injuries you suffered, all of the mess you put your people through, these mad folks up here threatening to vote for Trump, asking Trump to come up there, clean this mess up, harassing you at these town hall meetings, and you dodging and dipping and tiptoeing around all of this mess, leaving out the town, going down to the border to pretend you're looking for the reason why this is all going on. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Not taking votes to allow your people to decide whether Shitetown remains a sanctuary city or not, because you believe in democracy. So there he hesitantly says, yes, because I can't say no. You know what happened to me if I say no? You know they send all kind of people down here messing with me and exposing me. You'll find out that I done somehow messed around with 15 different women back in the day. Feds would be looking into my finances, and Joe would be like, hush up, boy. So he got the right one. Yes.
The place where the Statue of Liberty sits in the harbor.
Remember this?
And we say, bring us your tide.
Come on.
Those who are yearning to be free. That's what these asylum seekers are doing.
That's what they doing, y'all. You hear these two complete dummies? Had to pick the jungle. This is how the Democrats use black men. There you go. And black women too. See, the difference though, I think, is deep down inside, I think Mayor Adams knows this is a mess. It's a mess. Him, I'm not sure. I mean, he's so slick and oily. He might believe in a little bit of this, but I got a feeling deep down, he probably go, man, it's a mess, and they want me to handle this mess. And I love power in my position so much, I'm going to handle it like it's a smile on my face. Like I can't even recognize how bad this is for my so-called family, my people. So both of these dummies are up here talking about it's a sanctuary city, and where this is what we're gonna do. Listen to his pitch to all the people, his altar call.
These are asylum seekers. These are not illegal people.
Y'all hear that? These are asylum seekers. These are not illegal people. You hear that cone going to work? So now you know what's gonna happen. Here they come, y'all. Did you hear Mayor Cone what he said? He said we're not illegal there. If we could just get through the promised land, Shitetown. It's going to be all kinds of stuff, man. Lots of piñatas, lots of fiestas. We're going to have a ball, Holmes. Underlay. And there they came, up in Shitetown. Let's see how it all turned out.
Because I'm hesitant to call it a crisis.
Oh, no, it ain't no crisis.
It's time to build back better.
Let's see how that worked out. Because we just saw Mayor Conehead said, because I'm hesitant to call it a crisis. Well, if it ain't a crisis, what is it, Conehead? Let's see.
Over the past 7 months, it's been an incredible strain on every aspect.
What? How can your pressure? You know what? That would make me feel unwelcome. If I'm a precious illegal immigrant, how can you have a church where you up there talking about come into the ark? Come on in the ark. It's gonna rain. Come on in the ark. It's gonna rain. Dripping, dropping, dripping, drip, drip, drop, drop. You up here singing, come on in the ark. And then when they get in the ark, you like, it's been a strain. Yeah, your church done blew up. You made the altar call, all the outreach. Everybody showed up on the scene, and you're like, you know what? You saints up in here are a strain on the church. That's what it is. Drinking up all of the wine, eating the crackers. You know I love my crackers. I didn't even get a cracker last communion. This is ridiculous. I couldn't even pee. I went to the bathroom. The whole bathroom was packed. I opened the door, and there was a legal immigrant sitting right here in my face. Yeah, 4 feet deep. How am I supposed to use the bathroom? Now all of a sudden, it's been a strain. How do you think those precious illegal immigrants feel when you say it's a strain? You don't hear church pastors saying that when their church start growing after they give an altar call and do some outreach. You did the outreach. So let's see how he feels about his precious illegal immigrants now.
Of city services, and to the best of our ability, we put forth the full force of government forward in order to address this crisis.
This what? Did that man, did Conehead have a glitch? Did he get a blowout? That man just said, address this crisis. You ain't never supposed to. Let me honest now. You ain't never supposed to refer to these precious legal immigrants as no dang on crisis. You understand that? That's a term only reserved for white nationalists, xenophobes, stuff like that. You know, people who lie about the caravans that are coming. When Donald Trump said it's a crisis, Mr. President, Mr. President, why you keep calling it a crisis? Huh? Why you keep calling it an invasion, Mr. President? Remember Jim Acosta? Yeah, you're not allowed to do that, Conehead. But I think he had a Freudian slip.
You just said.
Because I'm hesitant to call it a crisis.
Oh,
In order to address this crisis,
oh.
Didn't think I'd catch that now, did you?
But we did. We got it. Yeah. Isn't it funny how things change when they show up at your doorstep? It's absolutely amazing when it shows. Somebody said, hold up, let me see. It's Hi Kevin Chat wants to blow your mind. I'm unsubscribed on YouTube, on my TV, on my phone. I'm not. So they're doing it on one end and not on the other. They're playing games. Always some shenanigans with them. Always some shenanigans. And they'll never open up their algorithms to show us what's really going on. It burns me up. But I'm going to keep harassing them. As long as y'all keep showing me and telling me what's going on, I'm going to keep letting them have it. I'm back again. They're going to know me by first name. What is it now, Kevin? More proof that you guys are deceiving me? Unreal. So anyway, it's funny how when stuff shows up at your doorstep, now it's a crisis. It's only a crisis when you got to handle it. But when other people are handling a crisis, you're looking down and go, that's a shame. Look at that. Wow. You know what? If I was them, I would have done. Yeah. See, when you're looking at the quarterback scrambling for his life while four linebackers are chasing him around in the backfield and he looks like he don't know what to do, so he throws the ball up so he don't get killed. And you're like, what is he doing? This is ridiculous. In his mind, this is a crisis. They about to kill me, man. I don't want to get broken all up and stuff, ruin my career. I'm throwing the ball away. People from the stands, what is he doing? That was stupid. You know what I would have did? Until you're stuck out there and those linebackers are chasing you. Now it's a crisis. So this guy's talking about this crisis. Let's see how Mayor Peanut Head is doing up there. We got Conehead and Peanut Head. Let's see.
We're seeing the erosion of the quality of life that we've improved on in such a short period of time of this administration.
Okay.
We have been impacted. For many months, we were able to keep the visualization of this crisis from hitting our streets. But we have reached a breaking point. We're no longer able to do that.
What? So let me understand, like most Democrats that sweep all of the problems up under the rug. Yeah, they don't want to deal with the problems, actually. They sweep it up under the rug. Yeah, you come over to their house, step on the carpet, and you're hearing glass. Hey, is your carpet made out of glass? Is this a glass carpet? Yes. Find out they done swept a whole lamp up under there that they done shattered. And they keep doing this until they can't cover it no more. The Biden administration did every single thing they could when they first got in power to hide all of these illegal immigrants coming in. But because they're greedy and don't know when to quit, they brought so many in that they no longer could hide it. Everywhere you look, a bus is pulling up, a plane is flying in. I mean, people get dropped off all over the place. It's hard to hide that after a while. And so Mayor Peanut, he tried to do the same thing up there. All right, now go and put them people in the hotel. Now, okay. Now look, we're going to be paying y'all monthly. Now, listen, make sure your employees don't let nobody come in here to take no pictures. Because, see, regular tourists can't come up in here. Now, regular New Yorkers can't get a room in here. You understand that? So when they come, you tell them, don't come. You ain't allowed in here. Private. It's private. Yeah, do all of that until these folks kept coming. And then all of a sudden, you start noticing a lot of them on the streets. Then you start seeing them drunk fighting in the streets. Then you start seeing them homeless. Then you start seeing them taking up people's schools. Then they start getting pushed out into other neighborhoods or areas that wasn't even aware of this. It's starting to spread because it's too many. That's what happens when you say, hey, everybody, free stuff, and they all come. Too many, too buku.
because of the volume in numbers. And we say, bring us your tithe.
You did say that.
Those who are yearning to be free, just like
There. Ha. Those that are yearning to be free. Yeah. Don't matter how crowded this house is, because there's always room in the house at the Big Apple. Come on and get yourself a bite of this apple. And don't take too much now. Wait a minute. Y'all taking a lot of... All right, now look, look, man, put the apple down. Get your kids, man. Your kids is in the apple. All right, that's it. That's it. No more apples for y'all. What happened? What happened? That man was up there a second ago telling everybody, come on now. Come on, get yourself a piece of this American dream. And they took too much. And they about to take away his American dream when he gets fired.
last week, we had 3,900 people that arrived here. We are averaging anywhere from 2,500 to close to 4,000 a week.
Oh my God.
And if you do the math, you see that's 8,000 every 2 weeks, potentially 16,000 a month that we must feed, clothe, house, educate children, and all the services that you would give a normal adult. And we're seeing that play out on our streets of New York. And that is what the breaking point looks like, what we are experiencing right now.
We told you about this.
Sometimes you get what you deserve. That's right. I mean, I guess these bootleg altar calls wasn't sincere. Wasn't sincere. That man just painted the very clear picture of the trouble that New York is in. And you think Biden's coming to the rescue? Nope. Hush up, boy. Handle it yourself. So now all of these people that need food, shelter, housing, all of that mess, medical. Do you understand the crap storm that's fallen on New York and Chi-Town? I mean, I don't see how in the world these two mayors are going to get away with this crap and still keep their jobs. I mean, unless, well, then again, man, you know, I want to put faith sometimes in some of these liberal cities who's been abused, but it seems like, though, they just have amnesia every time it's time to vote. I mean, it's like I knew we were mad about something 6 months ago. Let me think. Was it, hold on. I know something about the people, you know what? Hey, racism, huh? What would you say? Racism? Oh, well, shoot. Let me go in there and vote for this guy. Same guy that abused us last time. See, I worry about that. However, I hope the pain is severe enough for them to think when they go in and make sure they punish these two and don't replace them with two more that's just like them. But look what else is going on up there in Mayor Adams' joint.
This earlier in the week that New York City is losing some folks, right? Some residents. But it turns out that New York State is also seeing the population drop.
Yeah, according to the Census Bureau, New York lost 102,000 people, by far the most of any state. The Hot Topic buzz, blue state exodus, New York and California losing more than 500,000 residents since April of 2020 over surging housing prices and a rise in crime. Former New Yorkers say crime and homelessness has increased since 2020 and sky-high rents pushing people out of the Big Apple.
Since 2020, meaning since Biden was installed. Yeah, that's the translation of that. Since Biden was installed. So now let me understand this. A whole heap of New Yorkers and Californians are booking. Hands moving so fast they look like fans. There you go. They are skirting out of those cities and out of that state. Now, here's the problem with that. Don't bring your mentality. Don't bring your voting habits with you wherever you go. Okay, don't give me the wherever I go, there I am. No, leave yourself behind, your old self. Leave it there. Come out from amongst your old self. Don't go to a nicely operating conservative state that is prospering and bring your horrible voting habits with you, or else it will turn into New York too. It will turn into California. See, this is the thing they got to get in their head. They got to stop and ask themselves, what made me leave? Is it the results that's happening right now? Or is it the cause of the results? See, if I'm just looking at, hey, where's this homelessness coming from? And you know what? All this poverty and the taxes are too high and this and that, man, I'm leaving. Versus saying, this stuff came from Gavin Newsom. This stuff came from Mayor Adams and Hochul and all of them and the Democrats' policies. See, once you start making that one step, that extra leap from looking at the evidence in front of you and finding out where this stuff come from. See, it's a difference. So yeah, it's easy to look at high prices, high taxes, lots of crime and homelessness. It's right here. But you don't have enough cleverness to start following the cookie crumbs back to the source. Oh, I followed the cookie crumbs of crime, and look what I found. I found a mayor who is weak on crime. I found a prosecutor who won't prosecute people because they're paid and bought by you-know-who, George of the Jungle. I found a governor who is like, oh, well, you know what? We can't put people in jail if they rob anything under $900. See, when you start getting to the root, then you'll understand that's what not to do. There you go. That's what not to do. So let's continue, though, because all of this is going on up there in New York State. And look what Governor Hochul is focused on. Here's her priorities. Reparations, baby. Look at that. Look at Al collard greens up in there. Yeah. So, yep, during all of this, she's signing some type of bill or something to make them look into reparations, to make the black people think that they're getting some money or something by starting a committee that's going to pay some people to do stupid stuff. And at the end of the day, oh, well, it's not practical, we can't do it or whatever. But hey, long as voting is coming up, let's go ahead and make it look like we're trying. We're trying. And when it comes out that we're not going to give you anything, we'll figure out a way to blame that on white nationalism, blame it on Republicans blocking it, blame it on systemic racism. By that time, though, the people who we done paid all this money to get on this committee and do a bootleg study. And I mean, I can tell you that in about 5 minutes. Give me about $50 million. I'll be like, all right, I can do a study for you. I'll come up with the conclusion. Here's the check. It's good. Let me go ahead and deposit it and make sure. Okay. All right. Reparations won't work. Okay. It's stupid. There's your study. The reason is how do you define who gets it? There you go. My study shows that for you to make this happen, number one, you got to go through every American right now who would be paying tax dollars to pay out reparations and do a background check, a bloodline check. You know what I'm saying? Go all the way back and see, hey, man, was your family members a part of slavery? Oh, was it? Oh, right. Okay, you're good. And then what? You're going to take that, your tax dollars now. We're not going to take your tax. Leave this man's taxes alone for that. Then there's the Native Americans. We don't want to take any money from them. Now, we can't take money from the black people to pay themselves reparations. All right. Wait, what about the Latinos? Should the Latinos be responsible for paying reparations for black people? I mean, can we just put them in the lump with the black people? Can we lump them in with black? Are they black? Aren't they kind of people of color? You know what? Skin confusing. Well, wait a minute. Wait. Were all whites that were born here in the United States, were all their families responsible for or was it just Democrat families? Was it just Democrat families? You got to start breaking that stuff down. And so there you go. That's my report now. Thank you for the money. I concluded the study in about 2 minutes. All right. Take that out and print it. So that's what their priorities are.
As more and more migrants pour into New York City, Mayor Adams saying the cost is escalating into the billions of dollars. He says without major policy changes and additional support from the state and federal government, caring for asylum seekers could cost the city $12 billion over the next 3 years.
The mayor today saying if the federal government doesn't come up with a real decompression strategy and reimburse the city for all its spending on this national crisis, New York City taxpayers will be on the hook for about $4 billion each year for the next 3 years.
Woo, man. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. New York's a mess. 12 billion in the next 3 years. And that's not including all of the soon to come migrants there. Yeah, there you go. You think that flow of migration is going to stop? They better pray for Trump. They better be on their knees right now like, Heavenly Father, I know I have not prayed in about 12 years, but if thou shalt hear me, I thus prayeth that you useth Donald J.'s trumpet to stoppeth this nightmare. Because these folks ain't going to stop coming. If Joe gets back in, they're going to continue to come. So they're going to be stuck not only with the ones that are there, but more that's coming, which that 12 billion probably will go up. Let's continue.
$12 billion. That has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
That $12 billion figure, which the mayor says will inevitably impact all city services, factors in the current rate of arrivals.
So numerous ideas have been tossed around
Like
in the
what?
past few weeks
Like what?
on ways the city and state can do more to support migrants, especially as the city is potentially staring down a $12 billion budget hole due to costs associated with housing and feeding migrants.
Now, see, that's your problem right there. You talking about we're floating around ideas of what we could do to support the migrants. See, that's your problem. You should be floating around ideas of how we can stop these migrants from coming and how we can reverse these migrants from being here in the country. Once again, pay me some consulting fees, all of you kicking around ideas and tiptoeing and dodging around the real main idea. You want a solution? Hey, everybody, come here. All the migrants, come over here. I got a message. Okay, everybody gather around. Crisscross applesauce. I can't see in the back. Everybody down, okay? Sit down. All right, now. All right, we know you all thought you could come here because at one moment we were stupid enough to say we were a sanctuary city. But unfortunately, it's not working out. We realized that was stupid. And we put ourselves on the hook for a whole bunch of chips. Now, we ain't got the cheese, man. We ain't got the cheese to support all y'all, unless y'all want to ante up. I mean, did y'all bring some money from the... No, okay. All right, then, cool. So instead of paying $12 billion to make sure you guys are comfortable and taken care of, we're going to pay like $1 billion to put y'all all back on a bus or a plane and send you right back home. Any questions? That's how it should work. But nah, they're probably thinking about shelters and food and stuff like that.
In the medium term, the outlook is not as good. The city is projecting a $15.6 billion deficit for fiscal year 2022 through 24, mainly due to a decline in property tax collections. For the state, Governor Cuomo is estimating a $15 billion deficit for just fiscal year 2022.
Our panel
ruined
is back
New York.
here. Look, let's just sort of put in context.
Oh, no. Now, see, they now know it's a problem. When CNN trying to figure out they out here problem solving, they're like, oh, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt Biden. This is going to help Trump. Okay, all right, come on, put our heads together. Let's see what the heck we can do about this, okay? Now, listen to these hands right here.
Politics of this for President Biden and how important it is. Just one example from a Monmouth approval rating poll question. If you look at the issues, and how he fares. Infrastructure, jobs, climate change, inflation, immigration, he is down 26%. That is not good. It's not.
That is, but you know what, whatever they're talking about Biden. Now they have a little glee in their voice when they're talking about Trump if it's negative, you know. Yeah. But when it's Biden and it's negative, that is not good. That means we might have to suffer another 4 years of orange man bad if we can't figure out how we can help Biden. So now, here she's talking about, now that's not good when his approval is at 26% in regards to immigration. Now, I don't want to hear these people complain. You know why? Because they helped him get there. They ran cover so much for immigration, it's ridiculous. You demonized everybody who questioned it. You called people, what do you call those, replacement theorists? Yeah, you couldn't recognize the obvious that this is about to destroy our country. You weren't able to say that out loud without being demonized by these people. These are the same people that kept saying it's not a crisis. Trump keeps calling it a crisis. These are the ones that push the narratives that Trump was caging kids and ripping babies from their mothers. They helped create this crisis like they helped create all of the crisis that the Democrats choose to do through their policies. They back all of their policies, and then when the public rejects it and regurgitates it up, then they go in and troubleshooting it. Wow, this isn't good. How'd this happen? Well, let's see what we can do about it now.
Not good at all. And I think that part of the trip yesterday to Mexico by senior Biden administration officials was obviously to have these diplomatic conversations, but also to make the broader administration's point that this is a regional issue that requires regional cooperation. And sort of trying to blunt the criticism from Republicans that you're hearing over and over, saying that these were Biden's border policy that's causing these numbers at the border.
What are you talking about? The criticism that are the Republicans that are trying to say that it's an absolute 100% fact. But here she is, somehow it's really, about the right-wing Republicans exploiting this crisis. And I'm saying, are you kidding me? And then once again, they go to, it's a regional issue. It's a regional issue. The whole region and stuff. No, it's not a regional issue. We have control over our borders. What are you talking about? I don't care if the whole South American continent, okay, let's say they all just say send everybody. We don't have to accept them. I mean, yeah, I don't care what's going on down in Guatemala. You're not sending all your problems here. I don't care. Nicaragua, you name it, wherever they're coming from. Don't come across this border. There you go. Problem solved. Why do we have to take on the issues of the continent right here? Huh? We got enough issues in North America. But yet, somehow they're saying this is a South American, like the South American leaders have a say in our border policies. They don't. See, this is what kills me when they try to outsource the problem. Make it seem like it's, a group effort. We all got to get together and put our heads together with all these other leaders. No, how about this? Hey, you guys keep letting these people walk through your country to come to our border. Okay, and we're not okay with that. Now, either you stop these people from walking through your country, okay, or we're going to shut down dealing with you guys, period. Now, you want that? What's more important? I mean, are you going to make more chips from us selling and stuff like that? You want us to ruin your whole economy? We'll do it. We'll do it. No. Hey, listen. Okay. You got me. You always playing games, Trump. Listen, we're going to give you all kinds of troops to stop this stuff. And the cartel, if you want to help us out. I mean, shoot, if they really want to get some help with the cartel, Trump, I did a standalone video of his policy, which is, of course, being demonized. The Agenda 47 that everybody's been getting on the news and saying, he's saying it out loud. Look, you heard of Agenda 47? He's pretty much telling everybody he's going to be a dictator and he's going to do all of this stuff. I'm deciding to do one agenda after another, one policy. I'm going to try to knock a couple of them out per week, where you can actually have a reference of what Trump really is saying and not have to worry about them saying Trump's wanting to kill a whole bunch of Mexicans. Well, his whole policy about how to stop that cartel is beautiful. You want to check that out? Go to my channel and check out the video I uploaded. I'm listening to Trump like, yes, that's how we can stop this mess. You can't be up there like mucus. We are taking it to the cartel. We do know that fentanyl is a big problem, and we are the Ramava. That dude ain't trying to stop or slow down nothing, but Trump will get it done. So now here they are trying to say Republicans just be picking on Biden and trying to blame it. Every one of Biden's policies made this easier.
But that certainly doesn't change the fact that he's under considerable political pressure over immigration and that his administration is probably preparing to make some significant compromises on immigration next month.
Pressure because of the situation at the border, pressure because Republicans are trying as much as they can to blame Biden and his policies.
Trying? You hear them? They are coping, man. Wait, pressure? Let me make this straight. Is it pressure because of the situation at the border, or is it because of those evil, dirty Republicans making stuff up, probably lying about Biden? He ain't done nothing. Please. His work speaks for itself. Trying to blame him. You ain't even got to try. All you got to do is go down there and look. Just stand right there for about 5 minutes while about 15,000 people cross. Go, wait a minute, who's the president again right now? Is it Trump? No, it's Biden. Oh, okay. So 15,000 people just went by on Biden's watch. It's Biden's fault. But yeah, we're trying. We're trying to make it seems like that it's Biden's fault.
But it's also big city mayors, Democratic mayors in big cities. Let's listen to some of them.
Big city mayors.
We cannot continue to do the federal government's job. We have spoken to FEMA and other federal officials who have expressed concern
The
about the
problem
border
done leaked
served
outside.
but not offered.
The problem done leaked outside those white nationalists, border states that simply want to keep the blood of American 100% pure white. Done leaked all the way up there to where the jungle live. So now it's hard to blame it on all whiteness and stuff because black folks and Latinos are getting mad. They're recognizing it because they didn't turn the faucet off. They let the leak run and flood over right into their cities. So now they can't sit back and say, it's just a problem because conservative governors are whining about it because of their xenophobia.
Additional help.
Without significant intervention from the federal government, this mission will not be sustained.
Denver finds itself right now at ground zero in trying to resolve and respond to the migrant crisis. We need more federal support to be able to manage this amount of inflow.
Yeah.
All of those liberal mayors up here talking about this is a crisis. We need money. Don't give them a dime, man. No, my brother, not one dime. I don't care how much they beg and whine, no dime. You understand that? You can whine, but get no dime. All right. So here we go. Let's hear how they cope.
I mean, that right there is the problem that Joe Biden has, right? In a nutshell. Because it is no longer, for a long time, this conversation was these, red state mayors and governors are being alarmist, and we have to focus on the humanitarian issue here. Obviously, the U.S. has a humanitarian responsibility to it's written into the law, into our asylum laws.
No. Our asylum laws? No. We ain't got no obligation. We write the laws. Who run the country? Huh? Who runs Border Town? Is it Guatemala? Is it Mexico? Huh? We can write whatever laws we want when it comes down to immigration, man. So now here she is trying to sit back and say, okay. Now, funny what she's really saying, y'all, is that it was okay to call all of these border states and governors that are conservative, xenophobes, white nationalists, all of that. Yeah, see, we were okay with saying you guys are whining for nothing. Now, is she willing to admit that maybe they weren't whining for nothing? Maybe they weren't xenophobes. Maybe they weren't white nationalists. Because now we got some black nationalists. We got them up there going, oh, this is a problem. It's a crisis. We can't sustain this. So now, why is it that when it was a problem for border states, those folks were xenophobes? They were just whining, overreacting, using it as a political football. All of that crap, dog whistles, letting everybody know we want this country to be Anglo-Saxon only. But then it gets up to New York and it's like, well, now Biden got a problem. This mess done leaked up to the black folks and now they see it's a problem too. We can't call them xenophobes. Can't do that. It's unreal.
But this crisis has gotten worse, not better. Frankly, the strategy that these red state governors have had of sending a lot of these migrants up to blue states has worked from a political perspective. And it is very, very hard for these cities to absorb them. The Biden team, I think, knows that, or they wouldn't be willing to make these concessions in these policy negotiations that they're having with Capitol Hill. I mean, the cynical political way of looking at it might be to say, well, maybe Republicans don't want to let them do it because they prefer this continue to be a problem for them in the 2024 election.
Well, now, I always say, sometimes you really need to feel the pain. I came to bring the pain hardcore to the brain. Sometimes you need to feel the pain so you realize, man, what not to do. Once you feel some real pain, you're always conscious of it. You're always looking out for the signs of it. When I had my lower intestinal obstruction when I was about 27 or 8, I thought I was going to die. That pain was on a whole nother level, y'all. And I think I'm built pretty tough. But I was sitting there like, I'm going to die. Started going ahead and confessing, may our Heavenly Father, if this is thou will, taketh me. But once I came out of that mess, you think I was casual about a little bellyache? Oh, it's nothing. Every time anything, cramp in the stomach, I'm like, whoa, what is that? Okay, nobody move. What, Kev? Shh. I need to check something out. Okay, so am I okay? Am I dying? Anybody see me dying? Nobody see me dying? Okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna take one step. Kev, don't you think you're a little paranoid? Shh, you don't know what I've been through. Okay, I'm not dead yet. All right, everybody clear the way. It's one more step. Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt a little bit. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. Sir, you had to fart. What? That was it? Oh, man, I tell you, maybe I overreacted. That's how hypersensitive I was. I was sitting there like, I do not want to go back down that lane of pain, man. So these people might need to feel it. So whenever they see anybody that look like they might be getting dropped off from some other country, hey, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you from? Huh? Who are you? All right, I'm just a concerned citizen, all right, that's been hurt. That's what I am. And I don't want to go through that pain again. Only way they're going to make sure this never happens again is to go up in there and go click it, get these people out of office. I guess we better put the white nationalists in so he could deport these people. But yeah, there you go.
Cynical. I know. And yet, not maybe that far off.
And yet possibly
no. Well, and no. Well, but that brings me to what I was going to point out, which I think is important to point out. Like every single time we talk about immigration, which is how many times have we stood in hallways outside of negotiations on Capitol Hill
weeks
that were fruitless? Yeah, probably that were fruitless for almost 2 decades to fix the federal immigration policy. President Biden is currently the president, but this is a problem that has not been fixed for so long.
Right, and we can't ignore the fact that we had 4 years of President Trump who made fixing immigration a central part of his campaign message and then did very little about it.
Are you kidding me? Now, y'all see her big flat nose right there? You see that boxing glove laid on that face? Got the nerve. Let's bring up Trump. Operation Trump's responsible to do a comparison, please. Somebody in her ear, we need to compare him to Trump and say that Trump didn't. So now what she's saying is Trump had 4 years and all this stuff. He dedicated almost all 4 years to trying to fight this mess and was fought all 4 years by the lane behind Democrats, the same ones that when Trump bypassed them, got the money to fund the wall. When he was out of office, they, just ripped stuff down, start selling the parts off, didn't finish the wall. I mean, he had to bypass them on so many issues. Most of his ability to stop what was going on down at that border had to come through executive orders because Democrats definitely wasn't trying to work with the Republicans on it. And then we had a lot of rhinos that just take their time. When they have the House and the Senate, it's almost like they have no sense of urgency. All of these major problems that like, man, this is a good time for us to solve this while we don't have no real opposition or resistance. The Democrats are wounded, man. Now, I'm hoping for a supermajority in the House and in the Senate when 2024 comes, so we don't even need a certain amount of votes from them. When you have to start relying on Democrat votes, we're done. They will vote against you just because you're a Republican. That's how they roll. Who cares if it will benefit the country? You think they really want to stop this immigration crap? We know they didn't because Trump was always in the news talking about it. And what were they doing? Running down to the border dressed in all white, pretending they was pure, crying, doing photo ops, coming back up to Congress, talking about all of the children being ripped and caged, doing all of that, along with the media helping. So they put on a full press to stop Trump from shutting down that border. So don't be talking about, Trump did very little. Stay in Mexico is a little. They did very little. Making Mexico put troops down there, getting it down to the point where the last month in office, only 30,000 people crossed. He did very little. Now, all the Biden administration had to do is come in and follow the script, and they would have been fine. But what did they do? Get rid of it all. Flood the border.
Beyond some segments of border wall. And I think you're right that this is one of the most complicated, complex issues. Number one, because it's not just the people coming across who need services, but you got to think about health and safety and food and shelter. But then there's the commerce.
No, you don't. You don't have to think about any of these things if you shut down the border. See, these people are talking about this like this is a problem that can't be solved. They are bunny hopping over the solution. The realization of, look, man, none of the things you're saying we need to do, we wouldn't have to do if we said, don't y'all come across this border. The store is closed. What is she talking about? She's making it seem like this is greater than us. And I'm thinking, wait, don't we control our country? I'm pretty sure. But yet they don't dare. It's not an invasion. Seems to me it is like it's greater than us.
Issue that comes when you start shutting down crossings or limiting crossings, that also has to be factored in.
No,
and then you also
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. What crossings are you talking about? Flat nose? Dang on it. What crossings are you referring to? Anything but the points of entry is illegal. There you go. Solved it. All the other crossings for a long time up until Milkes came along and start making now the point of entries, the place for people to come and cross. Up until then, people had to sneak. That's why they were in, at night and under the dark of, night and running, and you see them with infrared running across the rivers and stuff, because we had no purposeful crossing just for immigrants. Now what has happened is that you want to come to the country, you no neither longer have to cross illegally. You can come right down here and tie up all the border patrol. So what crossings are she talking about? Then if we shut down crossing period into our country, then all those border patrol agents can go back to stopping the ones that are trying to come across in the dead of night. Like the good old days, y'all. Like cops and Roberts, man. But now, the Roberts come right up to the cops. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I need to get in the bank and take some money out. Sure, I might as well escort you in. You're going to pay it back, right? Yeah, I got you, man. All right, now. Don't stand there too long and only take what you can carry. Okay, thanks. That's what happened now. Thanks to Mucus and Biden.
have to think about the political climate, where I think that's what you brought up, Casey, that the political climate, as it ebbs and flows, there isn't always truly the will to get it done. That's something we saw with Senate Republicans back during the Bush years, where there was an agreement that a lot of people kind of in hindsight say, we wish we had got it done then when we had the best chance. The question remains whether there's truly a chance now. There's a lot more writing on it now. There's foreign policy that's connected with the border security issue. Maybe that'll get something done because there's more at stake now. But it's just been such an elusive solution to the problem.
No. I ain't gonna sit here and let you slide that garbage in there. It's only a problem now because it's hurting you politically. Y'all never cared about this. Y'all created the problem for political purposes, but now it might hurt you politically, and all of a sudden y'all want to pay attention to it. Haven't been hearing them talk about this mess at all. There it is. Oh, somebody said they're sick with a terrible cold. May God bless you, sister or brother. I can't remember who said that. Let me see something. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, terrible cold. But you're laying in the bed watching Kevin from Kevin's Corner. Hopefully I can put a little cheer, pep in your step. So, yeah, as they sitting back talking about some, hopefully now, you only want to pay attention to it when it becomes politically damaging to you and Joe Biden. I don't understand. So you don't deal with problems for problem's sake. You only deal with problems for necessity or problems that could damage you politically. So if it ain't bothering you politically, leave it be. That's what it is. But now they're all concerned. So they're going to bring in a specialist that could maybe clear some of this up and give us a clear understanding of what's really going on down at that border. Let's see. Oh, wait, who is it, y'all? Oh, I think I know who it is. Ooh-wee. She was more like a doodoo queen on a doodoo screen. I pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's AOC. She's bubblehead #1. Without a doubt, she's just dumb. She's AOC. She's bubblehead #1. Bubble One is here to save the day. Showed up, popping all over the place. So let's hear her tell us what's going on down at that border. If we can get through all the pops in between words. Here we go.
People want to say, why are you talking about the border crisis? Or why are you talking about it in this way?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, aka AOC,
Bubble one.
Former bartender, also known for her terrible dance moves
Bubble
and
one.
fake crying performances.
Fake crime performances. Oh, look at those moves. AOC at her best.
Well, we're talking about it. They just don't like how we're talking about it. Because it's not a border crisis. It's an imperialism crisis. It's a...
Oh, God. Woo-hoo-wee. She's a gem. It's not a border crisis, man. Let me switch this up. Let me drop something in your mind, okay? You think all those years of bartending made me dumb and stupid, man. Let me tell you something, man. I was sitting at the bar all the time, man, collecting knowledge from each person that I gave a drink to. So what you think about this? I was absorbing all kind of wisdom from these people at the bar as they vomited all over the desk and table and everything. I gathered a whole bunch of knowledge. So now here she is dropping this knowledge on us, y'all, saying, well, let me tell you something. It ain't no border crisis, okay? It's an imperialism crisis. How is she going to make this make sense? I have no idea. She doesn't either. Okay, she's just going to say it because she's doing a recording that nobody can question her during.
Climate crisis. It's a trade crisis.
It's a climate crisis and a trade crisis. Nobody else in Congress, all these smart folks, they might have some crazy, wacky ideas, but hers is by far the stupidest. Hers is so stupid, you can't even entertain it. Other people be like, well, it's because of what took place throughout the years. They all say that. It's a regional problem. The years dating back, the United States involvement and all this stuff. They come up with that, but not her. Not her. Let me tell you what this is right here. This right here is an imperialism crisis. It's a climate crisis. It's a trade crisis.
This is not a surge. These are children.
Holy moly, man. Wow. I'm so tempted to go to the playground and say, hey, kids, do all of you want to take a trip to your favorite Bubblehead's house, Alexandria Cortez? Yay! How many of there is of you? We got to see 200-300. Okay, great. Okay, kids, remember, we're going to run past her gates, bust through her door, and go into her house and be welcomed, okay? She has lots of stuff to give us. There's lots of candies. There's lots of fruit snacks and stuff. Let's go. Bust down that door and start coming in, 200-300 of them, and watch her go, hey, what are you doing? Why are these kids coming in? They just kids, man. This ain't no crisis. Shut your mouth. These are kids. You can't say these kids are invading your crib. Now give them some snacks, okay? All right. They came because of the playground's climate was too cold. You want them to stay outside on the playground in their snorkel coats? They might catch the sniffles. Now open up your door, shut your mouth, and feed these kids, AOC. You think she'd be okay with that? But no, these are not a crisis. They're kids. All of them? We better check her work.
And they are not insurgents.
They're not insurgents.
And we are not being invaded.
No, not at all.
Which, by the way, is a white supremacist idea, philosophy.
So, invasion is a white supremacist ideal and philosophy. All the centuries of invasions that took place, only by white folks. All the African tribes that invaded other African tribes, we have gotten this idea to invade other tribes from the white man. The white man had showed us how to invade. Are you kidding? She can't get no dumber. This woman can't get no dumber. That bubble expands all the time. I'm waiting for it to pop. So it's a white nationalist. It's a whole idea. Invasions are only done, I guess, by white nationalists. Well, what about that invasion that took place from Hamas? Was that motivated by the white man when they flew in with them parachutes and did what they did? Was that white man inspired? She is the dumbest.
Oh, really? Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who travels to Mexico City tomorrow to discuss the urgent situation at the U.S. border. Okay. His trip comes as a caravan of thousands of migrants trek northward toward the United States.
But that's not a crisis.
It is the
That's
largest
not an
group in
invasion.
more than a year. The Secretary of State will be trying to reach new agreements to control the number of...
Wow, I'm not seeing a whole bunch of little kitties. I'm seeing a whole bunch of grown men. And sprinkled in there's a couple women, couple kids, but AOC knows best.
people seeking entry.
Now, from Eagle Pass, Texas, Camilo, you reported that more than 10,000 migrants crossed the southern border just in the last day.
We are not.
Well, that's nothing. 10,000 is not an invasion, man. Unless they were like, say, maybe troops. I mean, that's a lot of soldiers. I mean, if 10,000 soldiers came across, you'd be like, we're in trouble, Captain. We need reinforcements. We got 10,000 soldiers that just crossed. But when they're supposed to be precious, illegal, gentle, woodland creature immigrants, then that's not an invasion. That's not an invasion. So here she is.
Not being invaded, which, by the way, is a white supremacist idea.
Boy, man, they bubble wrap every stupid policy, every stupid choice with white supremacist idea. That's what it is. Anything that makes sense. You know what? Gravity is a white supremacist idea. You know what I'm saying? Locking people up for stealing and committing crimes is a white supremacist idea. Yeah, there you go. Everything that happens that they support to bubble wrap it, just say it's a white supremacist idea. There it is. It only applies to white supremacy. So what would be, is that white supremacy limited to the United States, first of all? See, she don't want them type of details. Because is she saying it's just white supremacists here that have come up with this idea that this is an invasion? Because if you take it outside of our borders, a lot of the countries that always are either invaded or being or invading others aren't just white folks. Most white countries don't get invaded. You look at the modern white countries. When's the last time you seen Germany get invaded? I mean, you know, Russia and all these places. These countries aren't getting invaded. But you know who is? Countries of color. Countries of color. Mostly by what? Other countries of color. So I guess it's just us here in the United States because we don't want illegal immigrants coming across our border in thousands and thousands of droves. Then all of a sudden, the reason is because, hey, you know what? I'm motivated to complain about this and stop this because I'm a white supremacist. I don't want to see another person of color in this country. I want them all white. She got to be the dumbest person ever. Yet she's whiter than most white people.
Last week, 150 unaccompanied children every day were encountered last week. Wow. Every day, 150. Every day? We're talking about kids age 16 and under. And put this on screen. The known gotaways of the southwest border under this administration is at 1.5 million.
Now that's an invasion. That's an invasion. So somebody needs to go right back to Bubblehead and say, all right, that bubble, hey, stop popping. Stop popping now. All right, stop floating around. Get over here and stay still. Now listen. You said it's not an invasion. Well, what do you think about 1.5 million people that snuck into your country and you don't know where they are, who they are? I mean, what intentions do they have? If you're not invading a country, wouldn't you come the right way? Wouldn't you check in at their door? That's my question. But she said it's not an invasion. What's the excuse for these 1.5 million gotaways? Okay, so now all of these people in your crib, and you're talking about where are all these people coming from? Where are they at? They're hiding under the bed. They're in the closet. Yeah. But 5 of them came and knocked on the door and asked, hey, yeah, can I come in? Sure. But the other 50 just came in through windows and things like that. And they're hiding. And you don't call them invading your house. Nothing. They're not invading your space. Leave them be. They came in my house for a better life. They're just undocumented homeowners. Democrats, man.
Chris, that's the first time I have seen that number, and that is extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's no accident.
No accident.
Bidenomics.
Bidenomics. Wow, look at that.
This is not a surge. It's not a border crisis.
Yeah.
These are children.
Bubble, go on, pop. Go on, keep popping, Bubble.
And we are not being invaded.
I love Venn diagrams. I really love Venn diagrams.
Hey, where's Joe?
President Biden and the First Lady will jet off to the U.S. Virgin Islands today and ring in the new
Doing our
year
invasion?
of the beach.
That sounds fun.
That's how all of us feel. So while we're getting invaded down at that southern border and Joe's numbers are dropping and CNN trying to run cover for him, it's not that bad, is it? It's Trump did it too. And AOC is giving us her personal, professional viewpoint on what this is. Joe Biden's running off for New Year's on vacation to hide from all of this smoke. See? And then you have this as we close for tonight. Man. So last night you saw my show. I started to recap over how Trump's lawyers destroyed the whole J6 invasion narrative, the whole Trump's an insurrectionist lie. They destroyed it. And they exposed the corrupt Democrats, their whacked impeachment. And then that same evidence that they presented to defend Trump then could be used for the J6 committee. I mean, because it applies there. And then it can be used now when it comes down to all of these judges somehow, or, whoever they are, just saying, well, yeah, we need to have the 14th Amendment take place. And I'm going, what are y'all talking about? Did y'all not watch the impeachment trial where they systematically destroyed the whole concept and lie about Trump inspiring an insurrection? It's like they never watched it. But nonetheless, a couple days ago, you all know that Colorado was the first group of dummies to do it, but another dummy has arisen. Another dummy has popped up and said, I like to be dumb too. I want to be dumb. Can you let me be the Sure. We'll use all of you useful idiots that will destroy your reputation and career. We'll do that. Somebody said, I bet Kev has 1 million subscribers, maybe 2. I bet you do. I bet I do. But I'll never know it messing with YouTube. They're like, no, we can't show him that. First of all, we have to pay him because all them people be watching his videos in those commercials and stuff like that. He wouldn't have to be doing some, hey guys, I have a fundraiser this month. I need you guys to pitch in and help me out. Wouldn't have to do that. I long for the days where I don't have to ask y'all for fundraising. I'm sorry, I get emotional when y'all point that out because I be seeing it too, y'all. I be feeling it. So now let's go ahead up to insane Maine. Look at this. Democrats, once again, protecting our democracy.
The decision from Maine Secretary of State to remove Donald Trump from the Republican primary ballot is drawing harsh criticism and calls for an appeal. In statements to the Portland Press Herald, the GOP leader in the Maine House called it a sham decision and warned it will not stand legal scrutiny.
It is a shame.
The state's Republican Senate leader says the decision undermines democracy and Maine voters deserve a primary process that allows for each party to decide its own candidates. The Maine GOP has said it will appeal that decision. Here's what the party chairman told CNN last night.
She has kicked a serious hornet's nest. I've heard just in the last couple of hours from so many independents, Democrats and Republicans alike, this isn't about Donald Trump. This is about our constitutional rights and the ability of the American people to elect into leadership the people that they choose.
And Maine Secretary.
There she is. There's the dummy right there on the screen, y'all. Yep, she went up there barefoot and kicked that hornet's nest. Barefoot. Naked. Like, let me make sure all of my skin is exposed for your stings. Okay, there you go. That's how dumb I am. I'm going to kick it barefoot with no clothes on. So she decides to be the next dummy. Now, she's no judge. She ain't even no lawyer. You got to be kidding me. This woman took all of this burden on herself. Now, how arrogant is this? For you to be in this position and decide, you know what, forget what the people of Maine might want. What I'm going to do is use this flimsy information and evidence to take away their option. I hold that much power. This is why these people can't have power. This is why they need to all be voted out. This is what they do with their power. You think she cares about the people of Maine saying, oh, whoa, wait, I wanted to vote for Trump. No, she don't care about that mess. Listen to her excuse.
Secretary of State Shanna Bellows joins us now. Good to have you with us this morning. I'm sure you had already seen and heard much of that criticism and more. How do you respond this morning?
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Well, the way I'm going to respond is because I'm a dummy and I'm also an activist. We're about to see. She's an activist.
Thank you for having me. I think it's really important that people understand the process. As a general matter, states have the power to control their own ballots, and in fact do under the Constitution. And Maine law specifically delegates to me, as Secretary of State, a requirement to review the qualifications for any candidate running for office.
So you're just the Secretary of State, and Maine law says you have the ability to look at any candidate that's running for office and make sure they meet the qualifications. Now, she done already stopped Chris Christie, but not because Chris Christie was accused of being an insurrectionist. A very vague and bootleg accusation that he's never been charged of? No. She got him off because he didn't make his required amount of signatures. Yeah, there you go. Nobody likes him up in Maine. That's why. Okay, I could get that. But Trump, see, so now you're going to try to say, look, it's not just Trump. I did it to Chris Christie. That was legit. But this, so listen to this.
So, for example, last week, the Superior Court found that my decision to bar Mr. Chris Christie from Maine's presidential primary ballot due to lack of signatures was lawful and correct. So my job, I qualify Mr. Trump for the ballot, and under Maine law, any registered voter can bring a challenge to that qualification.
So y'all hear this whacked behind like method they got going on in Maine? Damaged in the brain in Maine. So anybody could just bring a question or a challenge and get somebody full-blown removed off the ballot. So you get a couple disgruntled people. All right, we need 3 of y'all to come up there and say that, hey, we're a little concerned about Donald Trump being on the ballot. Oh, let me look at it. Let me look at it. Okay. Why is this? You got a legitimate reason here? He's a white nationalist? Oh, okay. What else is he? He's an insurrectionist? Oh, you saw the clips on the TV and stuff? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to look into this seriously. Oh, man, these people are so paper thin, and I hope she pays a price.
In this case, there were 3 challenges. 3 challenges. Required by law to hold a hearing, an administrative hearing.
And do what? Required by law to hold a hearing, and you were itching. You were salivating to make this decision. You were hoping. You probably called those people up like, now remember, come and make a complaint. Meet me down in town or don't. Look, you're on a burner phone, right? Okay, good. Meet me downtown and I'm going to pretend I don't know y'all. Okay. I'm going to act surprised. What? What is this? 3? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I got to look into it. You got to go ahead. This is so put together. So she's going to be the second dummy to come out and do this. Okay. The people up in Colorado are already looking stupid, but she's like, she ain't even on their level. She's not even a Supreme Court justice. Here she is like, well, you know what? I'm gonna do this as the Secretary of State.
To review the evidence, hear testimony. Both sides were represented by counsel. Mr. Trump was represented by an attorney, and then I'm required to issue a decision. That's my obligation under the oath I swore to the Constitution. And
let me guess, you listened to Trump's attorney's arguments and took them in serious consideration, did you? No. It was going through one ear and out the other. Okay, I think I made my decision. We're going to side with these 3 people who had a problem with Trump on the ballot. Why? Because he's an insurrectionist. Now, let's find this video footage of her back in the day being an activist. You think this lady made her choice because she is just being fair and balanced and doing her job? Look at this. The fundamental right of any American citizen to vote freely, fairly, and to have their vote counted is the premise of our what? Democracy. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights are not values to be compromised. Y'all hear that? Compromised away. She got integrity. She stands with that, man. Look here, man. Don't come fooling with me when it comes down to our democracy and the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. Everybody got the right to vote. Now, let's hear her talk about how people are being disenfranchised when it comes down to voting. They always leave receipts, y'all. Always leave them.
The threats to our democracy did not end on January 6th or January 7th.
Shenna Bellows, the Secretary of State for Maine, a firm believer in democracy. but not really.
What we have seen since then, all across this country,
It's what?
legislature after legislature have passed bills restricting the right to vote, trying to determine who participates.
Man, all these liberals look the same. Why does she look like she's straight like AI or something? And I would talk the same. What we see, you have to vote after vote, state after state. Jeez, oh man.
In our democracy, and also undermining some of the very structures of our elections themselves. It is a very serious, very dangerous moment in our country's history.
Oh, is it?
Breaking news this hour is Maine's top election official has now disqualified Donald Trump from the ballot in that state, an effort that was underway. CNN's Caitlin.
So for a second it was democracy. Now it's hypocrisy. She went from democracy to hypocrisy just like that. Gotta be kidding.
Lance has just read this filing and is following this. Caitlin, what is the Secretary of State saying in this decision here?
Caitlin, the Secretary of State of Maine is saying that Donald Trump is not qualified to be on the ballot in the primary in the state of Maine after reviewing petitions from different people who came to her and wanted to remove Trump from the ballot.
And that, sir, is democracy.
I'm still looking through it, but one of the findings here from the Secretary of State is that Trump must meet certain qualifications to be able to be on the ballot, and is finding that he is not meeting those qualifications and thus cannot be on the ballot.
Democracy is on the ballot this year.
Not anymore.
Paul Lance is back with us, along with CNN senior legal analyst Ellie Honig, also CNN political commentator and former Utah Republican.
Okay, wait a minute, y'all. Because I had another clip of her up here trying to explain this, y'all. I'm like, where'd it go? Hold on. You should have saw it, y'all. She was up there trying to explain this mess. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. And she did not look confident. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm about to find it for y'all. Let's see. Okay, watch it before. He couldn't be correct. Let me see. Panic bill. She's out of her mind. Who was that? Actually signed this. They panicking. I don't know where it's at. Darn it. I thought I included it, man. But she actually had a clip where she was up there trying to say something real stupid and didn't seem very confident. Oh, man. I'm going to find it. I'll find it later for y'all. All right, let's get back to this. Here we go. We'll finish this up. We're almost done. Here we go. This is
Member
CNN.
of Congress Mia Love. Ellie, Counselor, I just want to start with you. Again, it was an interesting discussion, an interesting take from the Maine Secretary of State here. The 14th Amendment, Section 3, says in plain text that if you shall have engaged in insurrection, you can't be in office. She takes that to mean that if she determines that Donald Trump engaged in insurrection, he can't be on the Maine primary ballot. Is it that simple? No.
Is it that simple? Now, you would think right here on CNN, this CNN legal analyst would say, absolutely, it's that simple. But he's about to hurt the CNN fake news feelings.
It's not that simple. So clearly, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment says, engage in insurrection, you're out. We all have that. The complicated part, and where we are going to see this play out in the courts, is who gets to decide and by what process. Now, it's important to note, and in the ruling, the Secretary of State we just heard from says she's basically following the same legal reasoning as the Colorado Supreme Court did last week. And she says in her ruling, if this gets struck down in Colorado, we're out of luck too. So
they're playing follow the dummy instead of follow the leader. That's what she's doing. I decided to play follow the dummy. So I'm following the dummies. I'm going with it.
Basing it on the same legal argument. Let me sort of lay out the arguments both sides. And by the way, it's worth saying, we're all theorizing here. We're in legally unknown territory.
Yep. Something this important to our democracy. Something this important to all of these voters. You're telling me y'all want to play games now. You want to put the fabric of our country in the hands of, we're all in uncharted territories. We really don't know what to do with this. This is new. We'll figure it out as we go. We're going to go ahead and play games with all of these citizens' rights to vote. That's what we're going to do. See, this is great, but they call this democracy. You don't make decisions like this based on we're kind of figuring it out as we go. Flip over all of the precedents, all of the history, all of the facts, all of the norms, everything, all to get Trump. Don't know how to piece this together, using all kind of bootleg ideas, philosophies, narratives, theories at the expense of voters. But yet they'll tell you you're disenfranchising voters by asking them to have an ID. These people are the evilest people in America.
The argument against is, first of all, the 14th Amendment, Section 5 says Congress has the authority to pass laws to implement this. They did. They passed the criminal law. And the argument is that means Congress, not the states. But perhaps, and this is the argument that the Maine Secretary of State in Colorado made, the states can do it too. If that's true, then...
Yeah, she just made that one up. Well, you know what? I'm thinking pretty much I can do it too. She didn't even consult with at least the Supreme Court judges. It was a group of them. She took this one all by herself. She like, give me the pill. Blockers, get out the way. I'm thinking I'm going to run a 100-yard touchdown with no blocking. I don't need a team behind me. I'm about to score on my own. So she just straight went on a solo mission and made this decision. The boldness of this arrogant Pop-Tart right here is unbelievable. And I hope she pays her price.
Section 2, question 2 is, were the processes, were these hearings fair? Did they comport with due process?
Absolutely
and I think there's a
not.
question there with regard to what Maine did, because if you look at the hearing, and she details this in the ruling, they heard from one fact witness, a law professor.
One fact witness, that bootleg law professor that has been going around making it his mission to push this narrative. So one law professor, and then who else?
He based her ruling on a lot of documents.
Like what?
But also YouTube clips, news reports, things that would never pass the bar in normal court. She's not a...
Bam! Bringing me right back to what y'all saw during my live stream last night when the Democrats did the same thing and Trump's lawyer called it out. Came up in that bad boy talking about we're here to impeach 45 and here's all of our facts and information. Sources say, the reports say, that this report, the people had reported. I heard somebody had said a whole bunch of that. So all of that means we have no evidence. So now here she is. I saw a YouTube video, and then there was this one person that said Trump had committed an insurrection. So do you understand the mantle she took on? That is so arrogant to say, I'm going to make the choice, to remove the choice from, I don't know how many people in Maine, but however many people that are in Maine that might even be thinking about voting for Trump. I, by myself, without no evidence, no trial, no nothing, am going to choose to remove this man and take it away, while yet we watch that video clip of her talking about disenfranchising voters and taking votes away from, and we got to protect our democracy. She needs mud thrown all over her. That's what she needs.
Lawyer, by the way. It's a smartly written decision, clearly consulted with lawyers, but this is an unelected. She's chosen by the state legislature.
She's elected by the
chosen by chosen.
Now look at him trying to come in for her, because this guy's like, she's unelected. Oh, she's elected by the state. No, she's not elected by them. They appointed her, but she ain't been voted in.
Elected by the legislature, but not democratically elected. Not a knock. That's just the way it's set up in Maine. And this hearing, look, it doesn't have to be a criminal trial. We don't have to have all the protections. But I think the argument you'll hear from opponents is, one, not up to the states to do this. This is why we have all different decisions from all different states. And two, the procedures.
But wait a minute. That's how the Democrats roll anyway. Look at all these states bringing charges against Trump. They go and they find Democrat operatives that run their raggedy cities and states and say, hey, we need you, Funky Fanny. We need you, Queen Latifah, Fat Albert, Jack in the Box, to just come up with something and bring some charges against Trump. That's what they do. Yeah, you kick it out there, let some low-level prosecutors try to disrupt and destroy our whole voting process. That's what they do. They don't care who they use. Unbelievable, these people, man.
We're not up to snuff.
Ellie, we keep on talking about the U.S. Supreme Court weighing in. One of the big questions is weighing in on what? Yeah. So do you expect the Supreme Court to say Donald Trump engaged in or did not engage in insurrection?
No, I do think the Supreme Court is going to take this case. I think tonight's ruling makes it even more likely, because now, as Caitlin just showed, we have a split. The majority of states, secretaries of state and state courts have rejected this, but now we have two that have done this. I think the Supreme Court's going to take the case. They're not going to get into whether he engaged in insurrection. They're going to take on two questions. One, is this solely for Congress, or can the states do this, as we saw in Colorado and Maine? If the states can do it, did they have fair due process? Were the hearings, the quasi-trials, were they enough due process? And was it known in advance? Part of due process is you have to know what the process is in advance, or are they just sort of making it up after the fact and applying it retroactively? So I do think this all but ensures the Supreme Court will take it, and I think the ruling is going to be based on due process.
Wow. And that came out of a CNN guy. So, yeah, I have a tendency to agree with that man right there. Let me see something. I need to find out what happened to that clip. Yeah, I have a tendency to agree with that man right there because the Supreme Court definitely is going to say, yo, where's the due process? Y'all straight up went out there talking about we're going to take Trump off the darn ballot, and we ain't even had no due process. None whatsoever. So this is how the Democrats are rolling, unfortunately. And I don't think they're going to stop. And I hope that the Supreme Court goes ahead and makes a decision quickly. Let me see something. I'm trying to find that clip, man. Yeah, I hope the Supreme Court makes a decision very quickly. Now, could this be it? Could this be it? And let me see. It was something else. We both exactly what we asked for. That one ain't it. How it all started. Okay, that ain't it. Oh, right there. Maybe I didn't. Okay, maybe this is it. Work with me. Nope. But wait a minute. Wait. Could this be? Could this be, y'all? But anyway, as I'm sitting here looking for this, we're in trouble, man. And something needs to happen to stop this because you know what they're doing. They're trying to lay down the groundwork to say, well, other people are doing this and we should do it too. And the Supreme Court needs to nip it at the bud as soon as possible. You know, the longer you wait and let all this stuff go, you're going to get more of these states feeling bold enough to try this mess. They need to shoot it down so everybody will look stupid and embarrassed if they try to follow up. They'll already know the verdict. They'll already know the answer. Like, okay, these dummies were willing enough to go out there and be a pioneer for getting embarrassed by the Supreme Court. And I know what not to do. I'm not going out there to do that. So anyway, I guess I didn't, man. This is burning me up here. I had that clip and I don't know what happened to it. So anyway, thanks for kicking it with me tonight. We see they are on the hunt again after Trump. On the hunt for Trump. They ain't gonna quit. They ain't gonna quit until the Supreme Court tapped them out. This is their last ditch effort, y'all. It's, this guy right now is a juggernaut. Somebody asked me last night, like, what do you think's going to happen? And I'm like, they're running out of options, man, to stop Trump. I mean, this is do or die for them. And, after this gets shot down, then the question becomes, what is their next desperate effort? And I pray that it ain't something stupid. And you know what I mean? Whether it be something to try to physically stop Trump or drag our country into something, and say, man, look, you know what? We going to have to do something stupid. Is it a good time to go to war with Iran? Maybe. I don't know. Is it a good time to let's do something stupid to go ahead and try to interrupt this election because they know what's going to happen if he wins. They know it's coming. And I'm like, yes. So every day I bite my nails going, okay, Trump made it a day. He made it through the day. He made it past another one of these dumb investigations, one of these dumb obstacles, one of these dumb hit pieces. So we'll see. But they are tripping up in Maine and in Colorado. So Supreme Court, step up, man. Step up, shut it down so we can move on past this garbage. Now, I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have somebody say you're amazing. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate all of the support that you guys give me, the kind words, everything. Please spread the word, share my videos, like my videos, watch my videos. I still have some that I'm sure some of y'all haven't watched because YouTube have not sent out the notifications. Please continue to leave me messages if you are being mistreated by YouTube in any form or fashion so I can go ahead and show them that, stick it right on their nose, like, look at this. And guys, I started my fundraiser again this month. Anybody who wants to participate, you're welcome to do so. Like I said, I hate having to roll like this. I really do. They done messed up, though, my sponsorships. They done messed up. I mean, I got to fight every time to get my videos monetized. It's ridiculous. That what they want me to do is go back out there and go back on the jackhammer. Then I'm gonna be giving y'all some sleepy material. Be out here like, okay, everybody. Today, Creepy Sleepy said, Kevin, aren't you the creepy sleepy now? I'm like, huh, what? All right, look, man, I'm sleepy. I ain't creepy, though. I ain't creepy. Okay? I'm just sleepy because I worked 15 hours today and came home and tried to do a live stream. So I do put a lot of time and effort in putting this stuff together and pouring everything into it. And I hope this is temporary. I hope this is temporary. I'm not one to be talking about fundraisers and stuff like that. So I hope this is temporary until they get off my back. But we're leading right up to the election. So they're probably not going to do that until afterwards, if ever. So we'll see. But in the meanwhile, you can follow me on all the other social media platforms. And you can also support the channel by going to Kevin's Corner Store and purchasing some stuff into your heart's content. Other than that, y'all, I think it's about time to bounce, man. It's Friday night. I hope y'all go out and do something fun, not dangerous, though. Don't get in no shenanigans. As my coach used to say, hey, guys, don't kick the ball so far over the fence that you can't go get it. Okay? So God bless y'all. God bless America. We'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Oh, wait, my volume. I forgot I turned it down while I was looking for that clip that I never found. Watch, as soon as I get off, I'm going to find it too, y'all. Be like, what the heck? Happy New Year's if I don't see y'all or talk to you. Yeah. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.